Corporation. The man who signed this letter is the managing director, Ebia Boy Dogu. You are here before the Senate of Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are calling on you, Mr. Dogu, to honor your letter by making the presentations of the document relating to these allegations. We are not court, but we are also the voice of the voiceless Nigerians in the Senate. We are all democratically elected by all of you, both the respondents and the petitioner. And the point made at this point in time is that we are three arms of government. We have the legislative arm of government, the judiciary arm of government, and the executive arm of government. They are all independent. The role of each is defined clearly in the Constitution. If a petition is referred to this committee, we have this power of investigation under Section 88 and 18 of the Constitution. If a lawyer now is querying that authority, that we don't have power to investigate matters before us, is an abuse of court process. Anyone here, any petition before the Senate, that's the point we are making now. Before the Senate, nobody should go to court until resolutions of Senate come out. If it now comes out, if the resolution is not in your favor, you can now rush to court. You go and try another arm of government. So Mr. Dogu, the MD of Halkin Exploration and Production Limited, we respect every arm of government. It should be reciprocated to the legislative arm of government. This petition is already before the Senate. Before your SAN, M.A. Mahmoud now is suing Nigerian Senate for doing his constitutional data for 10 billion. How about? These are issues we want Nigerians to hear, that we have independent arm of government. So come and present your documentation. The regulatory authority is already here, sitting down. Let us know the process they went through to allocate Atala oil feed to your firm. If it's justifiable, fine and good. Nigeria said we say that particular sanction is valid, and so be it. So this is the position. We are reinviting you to come back. The Senate committee clerk has been mandated to reinvite you back to come and present your documentation. After the sitting of this particular committee on this matter, whatever the solution the Senate adopted, if you are not in favor, it's not in your favor, or you don't have it okay, you can go to court. Nobody can stop you from defending your right. So on this note, I ruled that in line with the submission. Okay.
It's not something strange in this kind of process, right? The court is not just a court of law, but a court of justice, on one hand. On the other hand, Mr. Chairman, I think this is about the third time that I have been privileged to be on this committee on this very case. And I'm happy that the upstream chairman is represented here, the commission. I think you are the key factor of this case. You are the main people that we want to hear from. In the next system, Mr. Chairman, if the other party that has gone to court are not here, that will not stop us from going ahead and drawing the conclusion. And I think lawyers should get to know that we may not be lawyers by training, but we have common sense. I don't think it makes sense for any so-called senior advocate of Nigeria to sue the Senate. It's like asking the police not to perform their constitutional responsibility. It's like asking police not to arrest criminals. I don't know the kind of lawyers we have in Nigeria. You mean people will practice their profession without being patriotic? Without looking at the implication of what you are doing?
Yes, but you don't becoming a lawyer.
It baffles me when Mr. Chair, my distinguished, when I see people, betraying their nation because of money, forgetting that they will die. Some of us didn't come here because we have nothing else to do. we feel we can contribute and make this country a better place. And many of us will not be seated here and allow the system to be manipulated, or some people to assume they are more powerful than other Nigerians. No matter the power they have by rushing to the court, the Senate itself is a court on its own. And it makes no sense for me, I cannot just fathom it, that a so-called senior advocate of Nigeria, I think the NBA should be ashamed of some of their senior advocates they have now. Why will a so-called senior advocate says you are suing the Senate not to perform its constitutional responsibility? Are these lawyers, are they trained lawyers? Did they go to law school? It baffles me when I see some people, they betray their profession, betray the Nigerian nation. You are asking us who have been elected not to perform the role that the Constitution of Nigeria empowers us to do. Because you have been paid? Because this is a country where people make cheap money they cannot account for. Now, Mr. Chairman, we must be resolute next we meet by the grace of God. Once they are not here, that will not stop. And I'm happy that the team of people we have at the upstream and downstream today, they are men of integrity. Without it, President Buhari wouldn't have sent your name for clearance here. So I look forward to them coming here, and whether they have gone to Supreme Court, well, the National Assembly is equally a court of its own, and having a responsibility entrenched in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And for anybody to say you are suing the Senate not to perform its responsibility, I think the NBA should be ashamed, or they need to organize a kind of refresher course for their lawyer, for the SAN, because maybe some of them, neither has made them not to be able to think very properly again.
I'm an advisor to having petition.
Why are you here, sir?
No, sir, the Halkin has taken this matter, they're trying to take this matter out of the hands of the Nigerian Senate. They have slammed a 10 billion naira lawsuit against the Senate. How do you react to this?
Well, I think this is the first time I'm hearing, the first country where I'm seeing someone that is brought to come before the Senate of the country. It's like inviting you to the House of the Congress in the United States, and rather than go to Congress to exonerate yourself, you could go to court and say, it's a different thing if before the sitting started you went to court and said Congress should not look into this matter. But not when you have accepted you are coming, that you should be giving some time to assemble your documentation. Then on the date of the meeting, you yourself chose that date. You asked for 2 weeks. That 2 weeks was given to you. Every other person assembled, and that day, while the sitting was on, you smuggle in a piece of paper saying that you are going to court, and in that piece of paper you say you are asking for 10 billion naira. Is it 10 billion from the senators to make sure they don't meet, or 10 billion for what? To make sure the truth doesn't come out. The problem is that the man knows if you have something to hide, that is why you will refuse to come to the public. You are pressmen, would have been there. If they think that any of the presentation made by the petitioners that is wrong, then they should come and prove it. And if they think that they spend the money, they claim $60 million. Is it 60 million naira? And this is a company that was formed after the block has been awarded. A company that just started life 2 years ago. Within 2 years, you took over an asset that had been existing for many years.
Ask you to give us more information regarding your petition. I know that you wrote a petition against DPR, that is now the commissioner in charge of the upstream.
Well, I serve as an advisor to the company, but what I do know, what their problem is that the circumstances surrounding the block being taken away from Bayelsa Oil and its joint venture partners, and suddenly being given to another company called Halkin, a company that Halkin that is not known in the history of the petroleum industry in this country, upstream activities in this country, leaves much to be desired. And the reason that shouting on DPR is that way and manner in which that was done. Maybe if you had a copy, if the lawyer was the lawyer of Halkin, I'm a technical person, you get to the Senate, they'll make available the petition that was written in detail, and you can look at it. And then what is worrying people is that they do forensic examination of the accounts of this company and find out whether or not they even have $10 million, not to talk of 60 million.
Do you smell any rats?
I think it's because the rats have been smelled already. That's why this petition, that's why this thing is being said that there was a lot of fraud in it.
I mean between DPR and the other Halkin.
Not the present DPR.
No.
The present DPR, I guess, is there to sanitize things. If you look at what is going on, I think the former DP leadership has a lot to explain on how this happened. And if everything we know, because before somebody writes a petition, the lawyer must have done his own thorough this thing, is that the same day they took the letter to the Minister of State, the Minister of State approved it the very same day, and the block left by Bayelsa. Let me talk, I'm not an Ijaw man, but I think the Ijaws have suffered a lot for the oil to produce oil in this country. And to deprive them of something, a block that belongs to Bayelsa government, the Ijaw nation, I think is wrong. We're not doing things. I have always said it on television anytime. We must also realize that we're dealing with a people that have fed this country.